I'm Chas, and I am in Fort Collins, Colorado. Thank you for all of you who are tuning in, and thank you, Hometalk, for having me. Today we're going to be making a lot of things with flowers, real and fake flowers. So I'm going to get started, and when I do, please let me know where you're watching from, because I like to see where all you are in the whole world. Okay, the first thing we're going to make is kind of a Beauty and the Beast, the rose and the Beauty and the Beast. And so this is just a candle holding dish, and I got this probably at the Dollar Tree a long time ago. And then you get these fake roses at the dollar store or whatever your flower store of your choice is. And then I have some wire cutters, and believe it or not, I actually got these from the dollar store too. So I'm just going to take and cut one of these off like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to need to know what height you're going to use for your top piece. And so I'm just using an old vase that I had, which is going to be the top. That saves you a lot of money from buying one of those very, very expensive things like this. And so I'm going to need to measure this to make sure it fits in there, to make sure it's the right height. So I'm going to make a guess here, and that's about right. And then what I'm going to do for the base of it is I'm just going to take, I need a surface area to glue this to. So I'm going to take and just bend this at a 90-degree angle like that. Now I just wanted to see how you did this. I actually have a different flower that we had used when I made this for my daughter Brielle, who's filming. So thanks B for filming today. She had her 16th birthday in April, and that's where this inspiration came from, because she really loves Beauty and the Beast. She has ever since she was a kid, and of course part of her birthday we wanted to go see the new movie. So this is the original one, and the reason we picked this one is because it was like one of the leaves was, one of the petals was already falling off, just kind of like happens in the movie. So I'm just going to take some glue and stick it right here in the middle like that. And then I'm going to secure it by putting a little more glue over the top of it and on the back of it. I'm going to hold it for a minute and let this glue cool, which is should be pretty fast. And get it a little more in the center, because I realized I didn't quite get it in the middle. So where are we watching from, Brielle? Where are people watching from?
South Louisiana. Lots of flower comments. But
oh, nice.
Oh, Mississippi.
Welcome, welcome. I'm guessing that the flower comments are because the giveaway is already up. So the giveaway today, the giveaway question is, what is your favorite flower? So it's a lot of glue, so it's got to cool to kind of solidify. And it's going to take a little bit, apparently, because I used quite a bit. So, of course, you're wondering, you're like, that's kind of ugly down there. So what you're going to do, there we go. It's almost dry. I'm going to wait a little bit longer. Still a little gooey. You can just get these petals. They sell them in a bag of like 300 at the dollar store. Or since you already have a bunch of these flowers, just pull one apart and get the petals off of one of these. They're really easy to pull these apart. And then you can use this. And what you're going to do is you're just going to use these as the petals that kind of just like in the, in the movie as they start to fall off. You just use these to kind of cover that glue. Now, if you want to cover them and, glue them into place, you can do that. But basically, you're just going to use that to hide the glue. And then you could add a little light in there, like one of these. If you wanted to have a little light, you could probably put a little light in here like this. And, cover that up with the leaves too. That's a new idea. So, anyways, you get that all covered up. And then you carefully put your vase over the top. Work on just tucking those little petals inside there so that they're inside your vase. And there you go. You now have, just like the Beauty and the Beast, a rose. And, you know, very inexpensive. $1 for the base, recycle a vase, and, you know, those roses. So instead of doing something really expensive, and now I have a decoration for my daughter's birthday party, or somebody that likes Beauty and the Beast, or if you just like this look, maybe you want this in your house. So if you like it, please send me likes and hearts. If you know somebody who would like this, please share it with them. And, you know, you could put any flower in there, really. You could expand on this idea and use a lot of other flowers of your choice. So we will move on to the next one. And as I get my supplies out for the next project, why don't you tell me what people are saying about what their favorite flower is?
Lots of roses, lots of hydrangeas. Is that how you say that?
Androgynous?
Probably. Carnations, lilies, orchids, apple blossoms,
nice.
blue bonnets, hibiscus.
Oops, this one was the next picture.
Christmas cactus blossom.
All right. I love all those flowers. I love flowers. Okay, we're moving on to the next one. A lot of you may already know how to do this, but I get asked quite a bit how to do this, so I thought we'd just do it on a live and share with other people how to make these. So again, you can see I've used many of these flowers already. Same idea. We're just going to make a pen with one of these. I think I want a little shorter. There we go. And I just cut that with, again, wire cutters. You can take the leaves off or leave them on. That's going to be your choice. Then you're going to need a pen. Now your next choice is here. I'm going to slide these leaves up a little bit. And your next choice here is going to be use floral tape, or you can use the decorative tape. I will show you one with the decorative tape. I am not a huge fan of using this because it's stiff and then it's really wrinkly and harder to use, but it is really pretty. So I'm just going to use the floral tape to show you, and here's just a pen, and you just start by holding the pen and the tape, and I'm just going to go around it like this to kind of get it secure into place, and then I'm going to slowly start winding it up the pen. Now I need to measure where my flower needs to come in, so it's going to come in just a little bit below the words there, so I'm going to wind up a little bit more. And probably the trickiest part is holding this in place and twisting at the same time, but other than that, it's pretty easy. And once it's stable, you just spin. What are you guys growing in your gardens this year? What kind of flowers are in your gardens or flower pots? Okay, got to the top, just twisting it up. Now I'm going to wind it back down slightly so I have a flat surface. I'm going to cut a little bit of that tape and go like this. Now this tape is sticky, but it's not so sticky that I either use like a glue stick, or you can use a hot glue gun and just put a little tiny dab of glue right there and then finish it off so it stays in place like that. And so there you go. And then you can bend your leaves down and open, and you've got yourself a floral pen. Now you've probably seen these in offices or dentist offices or different places like that where they do this so you don't steal their pens. But I've seen them stolen anyway. So here's an example of how you can use these in your house. These are all pens. I whipped these together earlier today. There's 12 of them here, and it took me 15 minutes to make all 12. And so here they are, and you can just pull them out, use the pen, stick them back in. So again, I got different kinds here. Here's the one with the decorative tape. So again, it's pretty, but I found it was wrinkly and a little harder to manipulate around and layer. It was a little difficult to use at a diagonal versus just if I probably would have went around straight, but you have to wind at some point. So, but you can use lots of decorative tape and colors. So again, if you like this, please send me likes, please send me hearts. If you know someone who would like this, please share this with somebody. And I will put my little bouquet again. Seriously, these are all pens, see? So 12 pens, and I just put them in a vase to display. on your desk, or if you work at an office space, these are great for that. So if you like that, please send likes and hearts. Please share this with yourself or anyone else you feel might want to make something like this. Really great, easy gift ideas. I've made these for the dance teachers that I work with because we always lose pens at our workplace and we always need them. And dancers like flowers, right? So this is one thing that we make for all of them. Okay. What kind of things are people growing, Brielle, did they say?
Well, I don't know, because I can't tell which ones are growing.
Oh, because they're all, you're right, that's a really good point. Okay, I do read comments, just so everybody knows. I do read the comments. So if you have any questions at any time or have anything to ask or say or anything, I will go back and read those at some point when I have time. Last week, Star, I do not know if you're watching, but you made me laugh so hard last week with one of your comments. So I like funny comments. Feel free to share any silly comments. She asked me when I made this table last week how I was going to incorporate my solar light to it, which was awesome. Okay, these are just, again, fake flowers, and all I'm doing is pulling the heads off of them. Pretty simple, not very hard. I'm not incorporating a solar light into this one, but it will have light. All right, so this was just two little bouquets of flowers is all. But and then this jar I got from the Dollar Tree. You would not need this centerpiece. I just thought it was cool, but you wouldn't have to have it. You could use any mason jar, and I'll explain how. And then the other piece of this that I'm going to be using to light it up is this LED light. Now these are also waterproof, which is really nice in case you're using real flowers for something like this too. So definitely nice thing to have. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay some of these flowers in the bottom just to cover the bottom. And they're a little harder to reach, of course, in the bottom in the beginning, like that. And then I'm going to put this light in here. I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on now and put the screw cap back on. So what you would do if you did not have this piece, which is fine, you just layer your flowers, turn your LED light, or you can use one of those flicker lights just fine. And then you're just going to start layering in your flowers. What kind of flowers would you put in here? What's your favorite? Okay, we're answering a lot of favorite flower questions here today. So again, I'm gonna ask Brielle to answer. She's gonna say, Mom. Let's try, this would make a good centerpiece maybe for an event on a table. So how about, is anybody celebrating any events that something like this would work for? Whether it's a yard party, a wedding, anything like that. Again, you just kind of work around using your flowers to kind of go around and fill up the spaces however you want them to be in there. Taking your, any amount of time you want to arrange them the way you want them to, like that. And then maybe at the top, you just finish it with a little flower like that. So I've used this as a night light when I have some guests coming over. I just whip this together really quick, turn it on for the evening because someone might need to find the restroom. So, you've got something nice and dim in there to light their way. Or again, a nice centerpiece. So if you have an event or something that you'd like to do this with, again, this could be made with fresh flowers as well. Just lasts longer if it's fake flowers, but fresh flowers, again, they would work just fine. You just peel the stems off and use the heads of all those flowers. So if you like this, please send me likes and hearts. And if you know somebody who would like this, please share this with them. Always appreciate that. If you have any questions about this, or you missed where, like, this jar came from the dollar store, but if you missed that in the conversation, just please ask in the comments, and I will come back and I will answer those for you. All right, let's move on to the next one. We're gonna work with real flowers now for this next project. And I'm gonna move this one over. I will bring everything back out at the end for everyone to see. And if you are tuning in late, we're making things with real and fake flowers. And real and fake flowers. And if you missed something, after this live, it's saved to the Hometalk page, so you can always go back and see what you missed. All right, so I'm gonna just grab a couple flowers here just to show you what I'm doing as an example. So you just go to your garden, you pick out, like I have some daisies, and you're just gonna pick as many flowers or as little flowers as you want. And we're gonna press them and dry them. And it's a really simple process. The biggest thing you have to decide is what direction you want them to go. So do you want them this way? Do you want them flat? You know, which way do you want them? Now this one is gonna get squished in half like that. So what I would probably do, here's my scissors, is I would cut this one at the top like this and lay it flat as I can. Anyways, you get a bunch of those on, and you're gonna wanna use, some people might ask me why not wax paper. When you seal these, when we press them, wax paper will trap that moisture in, and then when you pull it off later, it might be moldy. So you definitely wanna use paper towels as they will absorb that moisture. So then you take your paper towels, you set them over the top like this, and then you get a giant book, or several. This was my college dictionary. And you set it on top like that. You're gonna leave it, maybe multiple books, you're gonna leave it like this for about a week for them to press, flatten, and start, and pretty much dry. They should be pretty dry, but the good news is they'll be a little bit pliable. They won't be so brittle that you can't move them. So leave them like this for about a week. Now I'm gonna move this out of the way, and the flowers, and show you the ones that I have here. So these are ones, I just tried a variety because you never know what they're gonna look like, because once they dry, you don't know if they're going to change color. You don't know if they're gonna, you know, be a weird shape. So here they are, and now they are all dry. And I've got 2 picture frames from the Dollar Tree. Now you have 2 options here. You could do this with 1 frame, but I'm gonna make a sun catcher with my dried flowers. There are so many things you can do with your flowers once you've pressed and preserved them. Make them into bookmarks, just different things like that. All right, so I've got my flower. I'm gonna leave the border here, but again, do it however you want. And I'm just gonna start, this is lavender, I'm just gonna start putting some flowers in my frame. And maybe this one, like that. Or, you know, I could have used the daisy and set it in the center. That would have been really cool too. So what I'm gonna do now, you could just put a nice piece of paper behind that and make it a picture frame, and it would have been just fine like that. But I'm gonna go to a sun catcher. So I'm gonna pull apart my second frame now. What flowers would you guys dry? I know, it's another flower question, way to go. There. So this one's a little deep. The frame is a little deep, so I'm gonna put this over the top of it. So when I close those prongs, if there's too much room, those flowers will move. The other thing you could do, which I've done with most of my sun catchers anyways, is you just put a dab of glue in the corners or around the lines to hold this in place and secure it a little bit better so it stays solid, because you need that pressure to hold them in place. So as we can see, I'm not doing that, so we'll see if mine moved. But your goal is to kind of make that pressure be there so that they don't move around in there. All right, I'm gonna flip it over. And there you go. We'll see if I move it over this blue, that might help. You can see a little better. So now it's my sun catcher. I've got dried flowers from my garden. I can enjoy them year round, and I can hang them up in a window and the light will shine through the flowers and you'll get the sunlight and it will look really cool. Again, you could have just put a piece of paper behind them if you wanted to also, but I really like the sun catcher look and I like to hang them in my window. And you're proud because you grew these things in your own garden and you got to save them. So if you like that, please send me likes, please send me hearts, and share this with anyone you feel might enjoy something like this. And you know, this is a really great gift idea too. So, I mean, it's hard to save it for Mother's Day next year, but you could. But great gift ideas for friends or anyone like that too. So, simple sun catcher. and a great way to save your flowers. What's the weather like where you guys are all at? We are in the middle of July, so here it is sitting in the 90s and generally. So what's the weather like where you're at? Any answers yet, Brielle?
Nope, but someone did ask how you're liking your table because it looks really good.
Ooh, thank you. I really do like it. I'm really pleased with it. Thanks for asking and thanks for noticing. Okay, we're gonna make another light up flower. Very simple again. So I'm just gonna pull off the top of the head of the flower, and now I'm gonna completely pull this apart. I'm gonna find the middle here. So I'm gonna pull this base off first. I think that's gonna be easiest, like that. And then there's a centerpiece in here. So you always gotta just figure out how your flower is kind of put together. There we go. I'm gonna set this down carefully. Now the biggest trick is always remembering which way they went together and which way they came apart. There we go. All right. I'm gonna discard those. I don't need those anymore. So again, I have one of these LEDs, but I'll show it to you with a battery flicker light to one of those tea lights. Same thing. There we go, that's on. I'll turn it on at the end. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna need to cut a little slit in these holes so that it fits over that tip. And if you accidentally cut it too big, then it's okay because you can just hot glue it into place. Now, again, I have to remember the order these all went on and off on, and I might have to adjust the hole a little bit more. All right. And if you don't want to use them all, you don't have to. So I'm gonna slide that and shine that right in my eyes. Turn off. And then you're just gonna take the next layer and slide that on. Yes, you can laugh at me, Brielle. And then the next one, and so on and so forth. So I'm gonna get them all on here. That one needs to be a little bit bigger. And because that LED shined right in my eyes, I'm seeing spots. What kind of flower would you, oh again, another flower question, huh? Would you make this with? Okay, last one, did I slit this one a little bit? This one needs a little bit more. How about celebrations? Does anybody have any weddings or other big exciting things happening this summer? Babies? Anniversaries? We're about to celebrate our 20th anniversary in August, so we're pretty excited about that. There we go. All right, it's on for the most part. That last one is a little bit snugger. This tip is shorter than a, here's the other kind. Okay, so there's that one. That's with one of those battery operated tea lights. And then the LED light, which is now being temperamental, is on this one, which I didn't get that last one on there very good. So I would hot glue that last one. Now I just have a couple of different candle holders here. That's all they are. And you just pick which way you want to display them. So, you know, you might want to put that one in like that. And this one I am going to add a dab of hot glue just to make sure it stays. There we go. And then this one I would just hot glue to the top like that. I gotta spruce up my leaves a little bit. And then you would put it up. So a little fluffy of the leaves. This one's been fluffed for a while. This one I just tore apart. So you gotta fluff it up a little bit. But there you go. You got another center piece for another event maybe, or again, something in your own home. But if you like that, please send me likes, please send me hearts. Please share this with anyone who might be interested in doing something like this. All right, I have just 2 more projects for you guys. Pretty simple stuff still. And I'll move these over. And again, I will bring everything back at the end for everyone to see. Okay, I'm pretty excited about this one. This one I actually just came up across. I am not the best flower displayer for real flowers, making an arrangement in a vase. So I wanted to come up with something that could help me. So this is just a salt shaker or a seasoning shaker. And you could use, you know, a metal one. This one's just clear plastic. But can you see those holes in there okay? So those are holes in there. So what I got for my garden is some lavender, and I'm just gonna peel off the leaves and I'm just gonna stick them in the holes. And I'm gonna let the holes help put my bouquet the way it needs to be. Because when I put my bouquet in, usually it leans to one side. There's always something wrong with it. So I just like the idea that something can help me. It kind of reminds me when the flower shops put the tape X's over the top of a vase to help hold things in place. My sister worked for a flower shop. She's really good at this. I am not. So I like this because it helps me. Do you guys grow lavender at your house? Or what maybe is your favorite scent? I love lavender, but yeah, what's your favorite scent? This would be great for anybody, you know, if you got kids or grandkids that bring you, you know, they go outside and pick the dandelions and the different flowers for you and they bring them to you. This would be an easy way to just display them on your table or in a bathroom. Something really simple. And it doesn't take much time, as you can see. And you can adjust it pretty easy because all you got to do is just kind of move them around. You could probably keep fresh herbs. Like if you had stuff you were growing in your garden, you could use something like this idea to put them in your house to smell good, or you know, put them in your fridge and hold them in, you know, so they're all spread out. But there you go. Pretty simple. And all you did was stick them in some holes that were guided for you. So, and now I can put that by my bed or somewhere where I can just enjoy the smell of the lavender. So if you like that, please send some likes and hearts. If you know somebody who might need help putting a bouquet together, you can do this on a larger scale. You could buy something like a cheese shaker or a sugar shaker and put them in bigger holes. You can use a mason jar and punch holes in a lid of a mason jar or recycled jar and use this same idea on a bigger scale. This was just, I wanted to put my lavender in something and I found a salt shaker and went, oh, this is gonna be great. So again, if you like this, likes and hearts are always appreciated. Ask any questions, I will go read the comments. And I have one more project for you guys today. So last chance to get in on the giveaway. And that is, what is your favorite flower? All right, I'm gonna bring my trash can a little closer for this one. So this is just a bowl, and you can use it for so many different things, right? Fruit or whatever. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna take and cut off the bottoms of the daisies and the different flowers. I set them in here so they wouldn't die earlier. And I'm just gonna lay them on top of the water, and then I'm gonna spread them out in a second. So again, just an easy display that doesn't take a lot of effort, and you can make it look pretty nice for your home, or bring it over to a friend and let them enjoy some flowers. And those are stuck. There we go. Couple more. Last chance on the giveaway. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss another live. And tomorrow will be the next live at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. All right, and now you just start kind of spreading them all over. These are for some color, but wait, I have a special thing. It's coming. I just want to get a few more in there for color. I love daisies. That's probably one of my favorite flowers. Anyone else like daisies? Okay. So you fill that as much or as little as you want. And then what you do, you can put regular tea lights in here, in their tin, and light them. But I always worry about fire, but they should be moist enough that this wouldn't be the case. So this again is another submergible LED, and it changes color. So you can pick what color you want it to be inside the water. And then I'm just gonna drop it in there. And it's hard to tell right now because I've got the lights on, but if you dim your lights, this water will change to whatever color that is. So there's red for you, or blue, or purple. You can do fading where it switches or changes colors. And then you just have your flowers on there, and you've got this beautiful display on top of your table, your coffee table, for you to enjoy. And it wasn't hard to do, which is, again, something that I need, because I just wouldn't consider myself a professional at this by any means. So if you like this, please send likes, please send hearts. If you want to share this with anybody, that's greatly appreciated. Let's bring back all of the projects one last time for everyone to see. So we did the Beauty and the Beast flower, and then we did the flower pens, and where you display them in a vase, but they're just pens for you to use whenever you need them. We did the light up mason jar with the fake lights. Again, you could use real flowers. We did the flower inside of the tea light inside of the flower, or this LED one. And then we did the lavender, and we did the sun catcher, which maybe if I stand behind it will help. I'm not really sure. But so those are all the projects we made with real and fake flowers. A lot of these are interchangeable, some not so much. But I hope you enjoyed this. And again, please share with anyone you feel might like it, or yourself if you want to remember how to do this later. And again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Tomorrow at 1 Eastern Standard Time is the next live. Do we have a winner, Brielle?
It's Teresa Stets.
Well, congratulations, and thank you again, everyone, for being here with me today, and thank you, Hometalk, for having me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.